Hey, what's happening out there, everybody? Thank you as always for stopping by the channel. Today, we're diving into Bill and Ted Face the Music, so let's get into what this sequel delivers, and more important, let's see if this movie can actually break that streak of long-awaited comedic sequels ending in disappointment. It's been 29 years since Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted are now just a couple of middle-aged dads. They're still trying to churn out this song that's going to fulfill their destiny, but times are not easy. The guys are in a bit of a creative rut. Their wives are also losing patience with them, and as time continuously ticks away, the guys know their chance of making this song is slipping away. Now, admittedly, the trailers for this movie didn't really look too good to me. They didn't really appeal to me that much. I also feared this film would fall into that sad collection of comedies that attempted a sequel too late in the game of life, much like Zoolander 2, Anchorman 2, Dumb and Dumber 2, and many others. However, I did love the first couple Bill and Ted movies. I also enjoyed the zany, fantastical world they created, so I was optimistic despite having some tempered expectations. And with that said, overall, I thought this movie turned out to be a charming sequel that, despite nearly 3 decades, felt like it really hadn't skipped a beat. It stepped right back into the time-traveling world of historical figures and music and the oafish charisma of Reeves and Winter as Bill and Ted. Something that really worried me about this movie was the potential of it just trying to modernize itself to hip up the material a bit for today's audiences. We've seen this happen before. It often results in very stale humor and some cringe-worthy moments that all feel forced to varying degrees. And I 100% love that this movie didn't try to do that. It felt very much in its own place. It knew what it was. It was like a throwback to 80s cinema, and that to me was exactly what this movie needed to do. It was nice and seamless as it continued the story from where we last saw Bill and Ted, and it incorporated a solid supporting cast around them as well. Specifically with Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne as Bill and Ted's daughters. They brought humor, they subtly did anchor the story, and they both captured that younger Bill and Ted vibe with ease and a lot of hilarity. There was also a dumb but heartfelt chemistry between them and their dads that was a bit cheeky in places, but still did add an appealing element to the film. Now, I will admit that early on it was a little awkward to watch Keanu Reeves back as Ted, just sort of bumbling around much like he did 30 years ago. I mean, Reeves to us now is Neo, he's John Wick, he's the internet's most beloved actor, so I gotta say it did take a minute to get used to seeing him more reminiscent to his early days as the Woe guy. But he did pull it off. He embraced the role and the material. You could easily see he was having fun in the role, which did translate nicely on screen. Alex Winter once again was excellent as Bill. Together, these two guys felt like they hadn't ever separated. Their timing and their chemistry just captured that long-term friendship between them. It made their characters more endearing, and it sort of just subconsciously makes you want to see them get this song written so they can live happily ever after with their families right next door to each other. The plotline to me was entertaining. It was wild and over the top, just like the prior movies. It delivers cameos, it has some nostalgic moments as well, and it does keep a nice tight pace. It does get a little cute in places, but the cheesiness was surprisingly lacking in this one, which does allow the delightful absurdity of it all to take over. It gives the viewer an exciting, music-filled ride of laughs and hijinks, and it all worked. Now, not all the humor hit, but a surprising majority of it did, and that's really all you can ask for. And getting to see Bill and Ted travel across time again to meet all sorts of people from history as well as other versions of themselves was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it. Bill and Ted Face the Music is going to get 80% on the meter. This movie didn't try to be a Bill and Ted's flick for today's world. It set out to continue a story from the past, and it was really awesome to see this movie embrace itself as what it was. It felt like a time capsule to another era, and that's where the source material in this film is its freshest to me. Now for today's My Silver Screen recommendations, I will of course be selecting the first 2 Bill and Ted flicks, both Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, as well as another time travel movie from the 80s that you might have missed. It's called Time Bandits. It stars Sean Connery and Shelley Duvall from director Terry Gilliam, that if you haven't seen, I highly recommend checking out because it's a wild time as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. I'd love to talk movies with you guys. Share it with your friends, and without question, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can never miss a video. Here are some links to some recent reviews just in case you missed them. All my social media links and the link to our official website are down in the description below, and I'll catch you next time.